Uh, testing, testing. Okay, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. And tonight we are back. We are back with UFRL Tier 2. And tonight we are in Japan. A very tough track and also very, what is the word? It is a very, the weather can change a lot around this track. So it'd be interesting to see if we have any rain or anything like that. So we'll have to wait and see. So tonight, we've only got the 13 drivers tonight, and we are missing quite a few big drivers in the championship. We are missing your title leader, um, Ghosts. He did say he was racing tonight, but he is not here. So Viva will be really happy about that because, again, uh, he is second in the championship, I believe. So he'll be hoping to catch up a few points from Ghosts. And then we've obviously got the likes of Energy Dan, who is also not racing. Someone has left the group, unfortunately, so we'll have to wait and see what is going on. But someone did just leave. I'm not too sure who left. Someone has left. We're now down to 12, so hopefully that person. Filthy Ghost has actually just joined, so Filthy Ghost is racing tonight. He is a late inclusion, but Filthy Ghost has just about made it into the group. And I believe we have lost Doug for some reason. So we're waiting for Doug to come back. Yeah, I think Doug has got booted from the group. Hopefully we can sort this out. There we go. Doug is back. So if you can ready up, guys, I'm sure Mr. and Mrs. P will want you to ready up as soon Doug has chose his car. If you are listening, Doug, make sure you do choose the McLaren. And I think we are ready to go. We have the 14 drivers. Yep, Mr. Poem is saying to ready up. So if you are listening on this chat, please ready up if you can. And we are going to be underway shortly. So we now have 14 drivers for Tier 2 tonight. We have got a short qualifying followed by a 27 lap race. Japan normally throws a few safety cars. I wouldn't be surprised if we see a few safety cars, but let's hope we don't, and it's a really good race this evening. So we have sunny skies in qualifying. So at least it doesn't look like we're going to have rain in qualifying, but that does not mean that there's not rain forecasted for the race. Doug has said, hope you're well, Sainty. Yes, very well, thank you. Looking forward to Tier 2 tonight. And he has also said he hates Japan so much. Yeah, I'm really not a fan of Japan either. I don't like the curbs. I think they make you spin too easy. Sector 1 I don't like at all. So we have, like I said, the 14 drivers tonight. I will go through them. We have the 2 Mercedes of Sorty Stevens and Sergeant Devsey. Hope I'm saying that right. So as Sorty Stevens said in the chat, he has a teammate at last. We have the 2 McLarens of Mr. Potwash and Doug. We have the 1 Ferrari of the Tier 3 driver of PVR Widget. Looking after the Ferraris tonight. Again, we have the 2 Red Bulls, Mr. Wiggles and Filthy Ghost. We have the 2 Aston Martins of Hybrid and Angry Badger. We have the 2 AlphaTauris of Viva and Beast. Beast, a Tier 3 driver. We have the 2 Alfa Romeos of Gandalf and Mindful Wasp. And we have the Alpine of Algari. So they are the 14 racers tonight. Good evening, Mr. Bohm. He says, hope Suzuki brings some good weather and good racing there. Let's hope so. Again, very tough track. Again, I wouldn't be surprised. Let's hope not, but I wouldn't be surprised if there is a safety car at some point in the race. He's also said no rain expected, so we've got a dry race on our hands. Don't know if that will make people happy. I'm sure some people would want some rain, but we have no rain expected. And Doug is laughing at Mr. P, not with him, so having a bit of banter there between Doug and Mr. Poem in the chat, in the Twitch. So we are going to go on board with the Alfa Romeos, as they are, as always, normally the first people out, and they are doing the same again. Obviously everyone on the soft tyres. Gandalf is the first across the line, followed by his teammate, who is really close to his teammate. He has stayed really close to him, trying to maybe get a bit of a slipstream here. Let's see what Gandalf's first sector will be. As he is... It looks nice and clean. His first sector is a 32 dead. Mindful Wasp follows that up, and he is actually in the gravel. For Mindful Wasp will not be setting a lap on this go. So we're going to stay on board with Gandalf. as Gandalf now crosses sector 2, and it's a 1 minute 12.2. And he's just through the final corners here, and it will be foot to the floor to the finish line. And what can Gandalf get here? It's a 1:29.0. That is the benchmark. Now we're going on board with Mr. Potwash, who's got a bit of traffic in front of him. Hopefully it's not affecting him too much. Mr. Potwash now crosses the line, and it's a 1:29.8, sorry. So he crosses the line, it's a 1:29.8. We're going to go down to Angry Badger because I remember he actually has invalidated. Algari has also invalidated. So let's go to Mr. Wiggles. He sets a 32 dead. In sector 2 now, Mr. Wiggles in the Red Bull. And his sector 2 is a 1 minute 11.8. So he's about 3 or 4 tenths quicker than Gandalf at the moment. Let's see what his final sector will do. Let's see what Mr. Wiggles can do. He's going to cross the line, and it's a 1:28.7, puts him P1. PVR widget is on another outlap. Filthy Ghost is just starting his lap, so we're going to go on board with Angry Badger. We're just going to go up to Doug, sorry, just quickly see where he is. He's just started his lap, so we're going to go back to Angry Badger. We have a yellow flag in sector 2. Hopefully it's just someone moving out the way of a driver. Angry Badger has got a driver in front of him, and he has gone really wide there. Not too sure what that was about. He's gone a 1 minute 12.7 as his sector 2. He got on the grass there. Not sure what he was entirely doing, but Angry Badger now, he's going to cross the line, and is he going to go quickest? He goes P3 with a 1:29.6. Let's go down to your championship leader, Filthy Ghost, who is invalidated. So we're going to go back to, let's go on board with Doug, who has just, sector 2, he's gone for a 1 minute 12.1. As Doug now going to go to the finish line here, down the pit straight, and it's going to be a 1:29.3, puts him now P3. PVR widget is probably on an outlap now. He is. Let's see if anyone is closer. Let's go back to PVR widget then. Filthy Ghost has retired from the session, and Beast has gone quickest with a 1:28.6. PVR widget across the line with 1:30.4, but Beast has gone quickest, and Filthy Ghost has retired from the session. Filthy Ghost, I'm pretty sure, has retired out on track. Hybrid's about to start his flying lap. Sergeant Devsy's also on an outlap, so Hybrid, let's go on board with Hybrid because that obviously was his just another outlap. But Filthy Ghost will be starting at the back of the field in this race. He is 4 seconds up on his time. Set 31.8, I think that first sector was. So he's going pretty quick at the moment. Gandalf and Mr. Potwash are both out on the second flying lap as well. They're on their out laps. Algari's just come out as well. He's just about to set a flying lap. And we have 3 people that still haven't come out. So Hybrid now. Can he go P1 here? He's going to cross the line. And it's going to be a 1:28.5. Puts in provisional pole. Well done to Hybrid. Salty Stevens has come out now. Algari won't be setting a fast lap here. Let's go on board with Sergeant Devsey in the Mercedes, who is on a flying lap. And Sergeant Devsey now, he is going to cross the line. And it's going to be a 1:30.6, puts him P9. Salty Stevens on an out lap. Algari now crosses. He's going to come into the pits actually. Algari comes into the pits. Might have got damage or something. Gandalf now about to start another flying lap. And everyone is on out laps. We have no driver currently. Unless Sergeant Devsey is on a flying lap here, which I don't think he is. No, he's 3 seconds slower. So we'll go on board with someone. Let's go on board with Gandalf again. We'll go down to Salty Stevens in a moment. But Gandalf now, can he improve from currently P4? He is 2 tenths down in his first sector. As Mr. Poem says, let's go green machines. As Gandalf now, he is going to go through these last couple corners. Let's see what Gandalf can do here. He's going to cross the line. It will be pole, and it's a 1:28.560. Very close. We're going to go down to Salty Stevens, though, who is also on a flying lap. Salty Stevens now, he's going to cross the line. And it's going to be a 1:29.2, only P5 for him. Let's go on board with Viva. Let's see what his first sector is going to be. It's a full 32.1. Mindful was also on a flying lap. We're going to go on board. Mr. Potwash is just about to start his flying lap. Mr. Wiggles is on a flying lap. Mr. Wiggles has got to get round here quick because he's going to really struggle to get another flying lap in after this. We've only got 5 minutes left now. So, will people abandon this lap, coming for a new fresh? That is the question. And Glue says, where are the Williams? We have no Williams tonight, as Formula 1 said, a UFRL Formula 1 said, you have no one, Glue. You should have reserved next week for Williams. Yeah, more the merrier. As Mindful Was has now crossed the line fastest. We're 1:27.8. Flying there. Viva goes up to P5, just behind his teammate. But what a lap from Mindful Wasp. He's quicker by about 6 tenths from his teammate. Mr. Potwash trying to get a bit of a slipstream there. Is his second sector. Is he improving? He's about the same. Can he do anything in this last sector, or is he going to come in, chuck on another set of softs? No, he's going for the line, and it's going to be a 1:29.6. He is quicker by about a tenth, but he does not really improve. Algari now with his only flying lap, it would seem, and he has crashed. He is out. He is out of this race. So Algari has DNF'd from this race. Mindful Wasp will not be setting another lap. Beast is on a flying lap now, currently P4. Hybrid also on a out lap. Mindful Wasp will be coming in, and I doubt he will. He could come out. He got about 3 minutes. He's really rushing now. I think he's realised. So Beast is on another out lap. Viva is going extremely slow. He is coming into the pits, and I don't think he's got enough time. He might just about have enough if he does want to get, but it does take a while to get in and out. So Mr. Potwash now, I doubt Mr. Potwash and Angry Badger will get in and out again. They're really going to struggle. Sergeant Devsey has had a spin as well. Let's go and be aboard with Beast, who is just about to start his flying lap. He's actually come into the pits, which I'm very surprised about. Beast is into the pits. Okay, Hybrid now about to start his flying lap. We only have 3 drivers out on the track at the moment. Gandalf is just come out as well. He has 2 minutes to get around. People need to get out in the next 10 to 15 seconds to make sure they get around. Otherwise, you'll just be killing your tyres. Both Alfa Romeos are out. I don't think Mindful Wasp had to go out though. He's blitzed them. He's absolutely killed the field. He's 6 tenths quicker. Salty Stevens has just come out as well. Hybrid on another out lap, it would seem. Doug is on a flying lap, currently P8. Let's see what his Sector 2 time will be for Doug. He is about a tenth and a half up. So at the moment he'll be battling with the likes of Salty Stevens for P7, but he won't be getting any closer to the top 6. Doug now crosses the line, and it's a 1:28.7. Actually got really close to the top 6. Goes P7. Let's go on board with... Let's see if anyone is closer. These 3 are the first to cross the line. There is quite a lot of drivers out, actually. I don't know if they're really going to struggle to get round, but we'll wait and see if they have. We've got 12 seconds remaining. So where are these drivers? So Mr. Wiggles and Beast will not be making the line. Viva has just about made it. We're going to go... Sorry, I know I'm scrolling around like a clueless person here. Let's go to see if Gandalf has invalidated, so he will not be improving. Hybrid now. Let's see what he can do. He's a 10th up on his first sector. He is half a second down, and he is invalidated. Mindful Wasp has also invalidated, so the top 3 have all invalidated. Viva is 4 tenths up on his time at the moment. We're going to go down to Salty Stevens, though, who is also invalidated. So we have one driver here on a flying lap, and that is Viva. Can Viva get pole here? What can he do? Can he get in the top 3? He had a really good first sector. How is his second sector going? Doug has retired from the session, but don't know if that was just... I missed his second sector. I was too busy looking at Doug and his validation. We're going to have to wait and see. And Viva now, he's going to cross the line. Where can he finish? Viva now crosses the line. And it's P2, a 128.2. Viva goes P2, the only driver at the end to actually get a flying lap in. Well done to Viva. Just about made the finish line. And he will start P2 in Japan. Mindful Wasto does take pole. And it was a cracking lap. The only driver to get in the 127s. So Mindful Wasp takes P1. P2 goes to Viva, who will be really happy to see his championship rival down in P13 and did not set a lap. P3 goes to Gandalf. 4th is Hybrid. 5th is Beast. Really good from him. 6th is Mr. Wiggles. 7th is Doug. 8th is Salty Stevens. 9th is Angry Badger. 10th is Mr. Potwash. 11th is PVR Widget. 12th goes to Sergeant Devsy. And Filthy Ghost is P13. And Algari P14, who both did not set times. And they did DNF from qualifying. So we're just going to take a few minutes break. Just going to go get myself a drink. And I will be back. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I am back. So we will be going in a few minutes, just letting everyone sort out their strategies, go to the toilet and things, and we will be underway. As you can see, it looks a bit more cloudy today in the race. So how hard is it going to get these tyres warmed up? Who will decide to go for a hard strategy? Because they are going to be really tough to get them temperatures up. And if anyone would like to know, the football scores at the moment is Man City 0, Brentford 0. And in the Champions League, it is Inter 0, Atletico Madrid 0, and PSV 0, Borussia Dortmund 1. Sorry about that, bless me. Mr. Poem says better weather than yesterday. I'm guessing it rained in UFRL yesterday then in Portugal. As Mr. Poem said, started wet on dry tyres. God, but that was an absolute nightmare. So it'd be interesting to see what everyone's tyre strategies will be in the race, and how long can people keep Filthy Ghost at the back of the field. Obviously got great pace as he is your championship leader, but we'll wait and see. We are going to be underway very shortly. Looks a bit jumpy there, and Viva has taken the spot from Michael Wasp, and so has Hybrid. It's an awful start for Michael Wasp, who's now down in P4. Viva has taken the lead on a set of hards. Hybrid has gone for a set of softs, and he will be fighting for that top spot really quickly. But Michael Wasp had an awful start, and he's now down in P4. Filthy Ghost is already up to P8. So he has jumped quite a few spots already, and he's on a set of hards as well. Viva, though, is your race leader at the moment. As you can see, hopefully on your screen, they are the strategies they're saying. So they're saying go to a hard, soft to hard or soft to medium. So it looks like you can do a soft to medium. Again, I'm not sure how long these softs will last, but we're going to go on board with Hybrid, who's actually going to take the race lead here from Viva. So Viva could not hold Hybrid, and Hybrid is now in the front of the lead. Let's go on board with Michael Wostow, who is right behind, or is it? Yep, he is right behind Mr. Wiggles. Viva though not giving up on that position as well from Hybrid. Salty Stevens now fighting with Gandalf for P5. As Sergeant Devsey's just taking Algari for P12. This is the closest battle at the moment, as Filthy Ghost is now getting involved in this battle with Gandalf, Salty Stevens and himself. And Mr. Potwash not too far behind as well. Mindful Wasps and Mr. Wiggles catching up to the back of Viva as well, whose Viva has lost about a second on this lap to Viva and to Hybrid, sorry. And we have a caution in Sector 2, and Filthy Ghost has actually just gone to the back of the field now, and he is out of this race. He is out of this race, and we have a virtual safety car. I'm surprised that's not a full safety car. PVR Widget and Filthy Ghost are both out of this race. Saw a tiny bit of the end, and that looked like a big crash, and we do have a full course safety car. As Salty Stevens and Doug are both into the pits. So did either of these get damage? No, they are just pitting, both going for a set of hards, which I am very surprised about. And Algari also pits. Filthy Ghost has left the session. Again, I'm not too sure what happened. I saw Filthy Ghost did have a yellow in Sector 2. Did go down the field, and then him and PVR have got involved in a collision of some sort. But Filthy Ghost will not be getting any points tonight for the championship or for Red Bull. So we are down now to the 12 drivers. We have lost the only Ferrari and one of the Red Bulls. So everyone is now just catching up to the back of the field. So everyone except for Algari has caught up. We will be having another lap under the safety cars, I can imagine. It might be a very late call, but I'm pretty sure the safety car will not be in this lap. So we will have another lap under the safety car. I did say we'll probably have a safety car tonight, but I didn't think it would be after lap 2. So Hybrid will lead this race. We will just go and look at position changes. Angry Badger has got a 5-second penalty. I'm not too sure what that is about, but so Hybrid, he is up 3 positions from his starting position. Mr. Wiggles is also up 3 positions. Myval Wasp is down 3. Mr. Poshwash is up 4. So not a great start for the Alfa Romeos, down 3 and 2. Sergeant Devsey is up 4. Mr. Beast is down 4. Salty Stevens is down 2. Algari's up 3. And Doug is gone into the pits again. He's now down in P12. Not too sure what... He's gone on to a set of softs now. So we're just waiting for him to catch up. Not too sure why Doug pitted again, but he has pitted. Man City Brentford still 0-0. 60 minutes gone now, so is this going to be a second draw for Man City? As everyone has caught up now. And the safety car is in this lap, so Hybrid will be just holding up the field. It's going pretty quick still though. I can imagine he will probably go quite late because this straight is quite long. And you don't want to be trying to defend too much. But we'll wait and see. We'll go on board with him. And he has gone, but he had a bit of wheel spin. And that is not going to help him because Viva has had a really good start. He's going to follow the back of him, try and get the slipstream. And will he have an attack down into turn 1? He has to stay behind. But Hybrid really didn't have a really good start there. Viva did, and he nearly got back in front of Hybrid. As you can see, Hybrid now much more confident on them soft tyres. But again, them soft tyres aren't going to last forever. Viva just looking after these hards at the moment. Does have Mr. Wiggles fighting behind him with Mindful Wasp as well. Mr. Poem says, with a Ghost DNF, this has blown the championship race wide open. Yes, it has. Massive with Viva sat P2. Yep, that's going to be massive points for Viva. And if he can get up to P1 possibly, then that's 24, 25 points for him. And it'll be 0 for Filthy Ghost. So we'll have to wait and see in about 20 laps time how this is all going. The Hybrid, though, is flying on them set of softs. And he's now 1.3 seconds ahead of Viva. But is he killing these tyres too quickly? We're going to go on board with Angry Badger, though, who is fighting with Mr. Potwash for P6 and P7. Hybrid sets a new fastest lap. Angry Badger's got a really good chance here to make a move on Mr. Potwash. We're going to stay on board here because he is going to do it. And he is now up to P6. Nice move from the Aston Martin. But Mr. Potwash is getting back involved in the outside. Has to back out of it though. Angry Badger does keep that position. Mr. Wiggles now getting involved with P2 with Viva. And so is Mindful Wasp as well. Hybrid at 1.5 seconds up the road. Algari picks up a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings, which is not great for the Alpine. Can Viva defend here from the Red Bull? Again, he's just got to get his tyres working and then he will start catching up to Hybrid because them tyres with Hybrid, they're going to be killing soon. I think they're probably on 30% already, I reckon. 6 laps. As DRS is now enabled. Viva's going to have to defend here from Mr. Wiggles, it looks like. Sergeant Devsey now getting involved with the battle with Mr. Potwash. Doug following up behind him, and so is Salty Stevens. Doug obviously on them fresh softs, so he'll be really hoping to get past Sergeant Devsey as soon as possible. Doug currently in a Mercedes sandwich. Will be hoping to get out of that and get ahead of Sergeant Devsey, but Salty Stevens is also trying to get ahead here as well. Mindful Wasp is right on the back of Mr. Wiggles, and Mr. Wiggles actually just lost out a few temps to Viva, and Viva is actually catching up now to Hybrid. Down to less than a second now. So are these tyres gone? That is the question. Has his tyres gone already for Hybrid? Because he has lost about 7 temps in this lap. As Doug has taken the position from Sergeant Devsey. Is Sergeant Devsey going to let his teammate past? Is there going to be some team orders here? Sergeant Devsey's gone really wide. Salty Stevens will try and go round the outside. Salty Stevens has not got that pace down the straight, and he's going to stay behind. So at the moment, no team orders. Viva now only half a second behind Hybrid. Viva looked after these tyres well, just brought him in, and now he is right on the back of Hybrid. Doug has taken his team out, and there's a yellow flag in Sector 1, and Angry Badger has spun. So Angry Badger now down in P11. Mindful Wasp now. Good battle for first, second, third and fourth here. The top 4 separated by about 2 seconds. But Viva now closing up to the back of Hybrid. Doug flying on them softs at the moment as well. Catching Gandalf for P5. As there's a caution in Sector 1. Algari has come off the track. Viva now got a great chance, and he's Hybrid's actually come into the pits. The soft tyres have gone after 7 laps. So does this mean he's going to go for a 2-stop strategy for Hybrid? As Mindful Wasp has taken P2 from Mr. Wiggles. Mr. Wiggles goes really, really wide there as well, and he's going to have a battle to keep Gandalf behind him as well now. But with all that jostling going around for P2, Viva's got a 2-second lead from Mindful Wasp. Good evening, Speedy Bullet. Good to have you with us tonight. And warm fourth. I'm not sure how that said. Warm for Forest. What happened to Ghost? Yeah, he did DNF, as Mr. Poem said, in lap 3 with PVR widget involved as well. And we have another caution in Sector 1. Not too sure what's gone on there. Algari has DNF'd. So I think he must have retired in the pits. Because it just says caution Sector 1. Doesn't look like we're going to have a safety car. It looks like he's just retired in the pits. So, which is a shame, because he was still going to get some points tonight. Mindful Wasp is actually catching up to Viva, and Mr. Wiggles actually lost out to Gandalf now. So the Alfa Romeos, P2 and 3, P3 now. The tyres not lasting as well as people had first thought. Hybrid did go onto a set of mediums, so he's going to have to go for a two-stop strategy. Can't imagine he's going to go to the end on them mediums now. But we're going to stay on board with Mr. Wiggles because he is still behind Gandalf. They haven't lost each other. They're still battling for third and fourth, but Doug is getting involved in this battle. He's only 1.1 seconds now behind these two. But Mindful Wasp has actually caught up massively to Viva. Mr. Wiggles surely gets the job done here. Back down into turn one. You're going to have the DRS, sorry. And it should be an easy move for him. It is. So Mr. Wiggles goes back to P3. Mindful Wasp now closing up to Viva. Who's going to be the first to go for a set of either hards? Maybe Mindful Wasp go to a set of hards, or they're trying to go till they can get onto the softs. As Speedy Bullet and Mr. Poem has actually told me, it's Warm for the Rest and it's Jar Jar. So good to have you tonight, Jar Jar. My fault for not actually being able to say your name. Obviously cannot spell. And it's good to have you with us to watch Tier 2 tonight. Mindful Wasp though will be looking to have a go here down the pit straight, because he is caught up to the back of Viva, and I can't imagine Viva's going to be able to do anything here to stop Mindful Wasp. Mindful Wasp not getting into the slipstream though, and he will stay behind Viva. Viva really clever there, just got out of that slipstream. Mindful Wasp did not follow it, and he has stayed behind. Doug, really good battle here between Gandalf, Mr. Wiggles and Doug as well for P3, 4 and 5. There's some good battling all around the field here as Hybrid has caught up to Beast. Obviously Hybrid on them fresh mediums, so he won't be wanting to get, as Beast is really nice there and has actually got out the way for Hybrid. Badger has pitted. Hybrid up to P8 and will be trying to catch up to the back of Mr. Potwash soon. Hybrid flying on them set of mediums. As Mindful Wasp right on the back of Viva once again, and he's actually gone for the move before the pit straight. Viva will get the DRS. He's going to use the slipstream, and he's going to retake the lead. So Viva retakes the lead. Mr. Wiggles is up to P3. Gandalf has lost out, and sorry, Gandalf has come into the pits. So Mr. Wiggles and Doug will be fighting for P3 now. Mindful Wasp cannot fight like that. He's going to lose out if he tries to overtake just before the before the DRS zone. He needs to wait and get that slipstream. Really clever from Viva. as we are on lap 13 of 27 now. We're going to go down to Hybrid though, because Hybrid fighting with Mr. Potwash. And I think Mr. Potwash is going to lose out here. He is. So Hybrid up to P6. Bit of a bigger gap now for Viva. Obviously not out of that DRS zone. But Mindful Wasp, can he do anything here? Mindful Wasp comes into the pits, which I'm very surprised about. Doug has stayed out, but Mr. Wiggles is into the pits. So Mindful Wasp and Mr. Wiggles must be going. They're going for a set of hards. Viva's probably going to go to a set of mediums, I believe now, just because I don't think these tyres are lasting as long as they were hoping. This has worked out perfectly for Hybrid, because Hybrid's got two people in between Mindful Wasp and Mr. Wiggles. But obviously Hybrid will have to pit again, or he'll be really slow at the end of this race. So quite a few different strategies going on here. Gandalf nearly got ahead of Mr. Wiggles, but Gandalf does stay behind Mr. Wiggles. Still a lot of people that could win this race. You got the likes of Viva, you got Hybrid, you got Mindful Wasp, and you got Mr. Wiggles and Gandalf, who could all easily win this race. Viva has come into the pits, so he's going to a set of mediums, which he's going to have to get about 12 to 13 laps on, so they'll easily do that. But will he get out ahead of Mindful Wasp? That is the question. Let's go on board with Mindful Wasp now. Saul Stevens has stayed out. Hybrid, obviously, of course, is ahead. But where does Viva come out? It's going to be really close. But Viva does stay out ahead of Mindful Wasp and on the faster tyre. So it's a really good move for him. But he is behind Sergeant Devsey. Devsey has got out of the way of him. Devsey on the 14 lap mediums, trying to go for it. One stop strategy onto a set of hard. Go for from a set of mediums to a set of softs, I imagine. Same with Salty Stevens. I can imagine he's trying to go for a set of softs at the end. Mindful Wasp has also taken Sergeant Devsey. But there's a 1.5 second gap now between Viva and Mindful Wasp. And Viva now has to track down Hybrid, who is 6 seconds up the road. Again, I think surely Hybrid pits again. He's still got 12 laps to do on him. Gandalf, Doug and Mr. Wiggles continue their battle. Doug went on to a set of hards. Thought he might have gone to a set of mediums. Unless he didn't have any mediums left, but... Mindful Wasp has actually picked up a penalty of some sort. I've missed that. Mindful Wasp got a 3-second time penalty, which is not going to help him at all. So Mindful Wasp has picked up a 3-second time penalty. Hybrid is, and Sergeant Devsey is out of this race, and we have a full course safety car. This is massive for the race. This is huge. That means Hybrid and Salty Stevens will pit, but does Viva, do the others pit? That is the question. This is huge. Devsey has... This is a massive, massive call for everyone now. And Mr. Poem says, nice to see the Alfa Romeo up top where it belongs. Wasp driving it like it should be driven. Yeah, the Alfa Romeos are doing really well. 4 Tier 2 this season. Very consistent from the pair. So Salty Stevens and Hybrid obviously, of course, pit. I think the more important question, Michael Wasp has pitted. So Viva stays out. Mr. Wiggles stays out. Mr. Wiggles comes in, sorry. Gandalf has stayed out. Salty Stevens and Hybrid have got a massive chance here to win this race. Viva will be fuming inside his cockpit. As Speedy Bullet also says, this safety car has changed the whole race. Yeah, it has. This is the worst thing that could have happened for Viva. The worst thing. I'm surprised only 2 people went for a set of softs as well. Softs surely seems the way forward. I thought everyone would be going for a set of softs, to be honest, unless they don't have them, but I'm sure Mindful Wasp had softs, like he hasn't used them, and he wouldn't have. So, a victory for Viva. That was looking very good for him. A great chance has now turned into anyone's race. Salty Stevens has actually played a blinder here because now he's up to P2. Pitted twice. As Man City 1, Brentford 0. So Man City have got the breakthrough. Haaland has scored. So Man City are 1-0 up. Yeah, one of the people that's really going to be affected, as Mr. Poem has just said, is Mindful Wasp, because he has that 3-second penalty. That's really going to affect him later on in this race. He'll be hoping that a lot of people are close to penalties. And Mr. Poem said Hybrid has a lot to say in this battle now. Yeah, I think he's got the best chance. If he can keep them softs going for 10 laps, he has got a great chance here to win this race. Again, it will be tough because he didn't make his first lot last too well. So, but Doug did get 10 laps out of his, so it'll be interesting to see if he is able to look after him a bit better this time. Mr. Prime saying, let's go Greens, which means the Aston Martins currently P3 and P8. Obviously, Hybrid got a great chance here to win this race. Mr. Poem said Doug's softs died after 8 laps, so hybrid may just make this. It's going to be close, isn't it? As Speedy Bullet says, I just might. So hopefully, if there is a space in Alpine next week, we will be seeing Speedy Bullet in Tier 2, which would be nice to see. Again, much more. Love to see more people race in Tier 2. Makes my job commentating much, much easier. But again, this race tonight has been actually really interesting. Viva has had a great start, gone really early, and Salty Stevens did not anticipate it, and he has lost out about 8 tenths there to Viva. Doug having a massive battle fought with Mr. Wiggles again. They're having a lovely battle tonight, Mr. Wiggles and Doug. Mindful Horse has taken Hybrid. There is a virtual safety car, and Hybrid has gone to the back of the field. Not too sure what's happened, but Hybrid is out of this race. He's out. Him and Mindful Horse has had some sort of collision, and Mindful Horse, unfortunately for him, he is out of this race. As I missed as well, Sergeant Debbie said, sorry drivers, was hard trying to race and work out the race leaders battling the championship to let them pass. Well, it's a shame to see you DNF tonight, but we'll see you hopefully next week, Devsy. But we have a full course safety car again. It keeps on saying we've got a virtual, and it changes on my screen after a while. But we have a safety car. Viva has come into the pits. Viva's going to a set of softs with 7 laps to go. Mr. Wiggles, Doug, Mr. Potwash and Angry Badger have stayed out. So 4 to the 5. There is 4 drivers on the mediums and 5 on the softs, which is going to be the better strategy. Shame to see Hybrid has DNF tonight, because he was racing really well and had a great chance there. Not too sure what's happened, but so Viva going for the softs. He's got to make 4 overtakes to get this race win, with people that have got pretty new tyres as well, so it's not going to be easy for him. Everyone has now caught up, so hopefully the safety car will be in this lap. But who knows with this game. Still Man City 1, Brentford 0. And in the Champions League, it is Inter 0, Atletico Madrid 0, and PSV 0, Borussia Dortmund 1 still. It's not very exciting games tonight. Will the safety car be in this lap? Everyone has caught up, so I am hoping that the safety car will be in. But unfortunately, it does not look like it will. For some odd reason, Well, unfortunately, we've got another lap under the safety car, which is a shame because everyone has caught up, but we have to go around again. So, with 6 laps to go now, there is anyone can win this race. Any of these 9 could actually win this race. Which is quite good to see. Michael Ross has got to do really well to do it because, fortunately for him, he has got a 3-second penalty. But I've seen stranger things, so... But for Viva and Saucy Stevens, this has actually helped out massively for them because Saucy Stevens will cut that gap down. He missed quite a lot of races. He missed, I think, about 3 or 4 races in a row, Saucy Stevens. So he has gone down to P4 or 5 in the championship. As PVR Widget has come onto the chat now, and he has said, I think Viva fave. Yeah, I think he's got to be, but I think the 2 favourites must be Mr. Wiggles or Viva. They're ahead of their other drivers who are on the same tyres. And yeah, I think they're probably the best 2 that have got a chance. Doug, if he gets past Mr. Wiggles quickly. But again, Viva's going to be flying on them softs. And they're definitely going to last to the end. And they can go full out on them. Like, that's the thing. He can just look... If he's obviously looking after him well on the safety car. He's got 5 or 6 laps on him. But we'll wait and see. In about 10 minutes' time, we'll know who will win this race. So Mr. Wiggles now just holding up the pack, letting the safety car go. Viva's got to make some moves quickly to win this race. Same as the other drivers as well. And I think Mr. Wiggles has gone. He has. He's already gone. As Viva already right on the back of Angry Badger down the straight, tries to get back in the slipstream. Is he going to have a go? He has to stay behind. He does stay behind, but he has a better exit, and he does take that position up to P4 from Angry Badger. And now we'll be looking at Mr. Potwash. So these softs look extremely quick. At the moment, they cannot deal with them, the people on the mediums. But Mr. Wiggles got about a 2-second lead already from Viva. Viva tries to go around the outside. We have a yellow flag in Sector 2. Viva goes round the outside. He does take that position. So Viva up to P3 now. Mindful Was and Saucy Stevens is now down in P9. So it's had a collision with someone. Doug fighting with Mr. Wiggle still for this race lead. The guy who said he did not like Japan is fighting for a race win here. Doug, who was put into Tier 3 at the start of the season, he was no way a Tier 3 driver. He's been flying in Tier 2. But Viva, on the quicker tyres, he is looking extremely quick. But Doug, he goes for the chance. He has to stay behind. Mindful Was catching up to Mr. Potwash now for P4. And there's a three-way battle here going for the race win. Viva now, I think he's got to try and do what he's been doing with Mr. Potwash and Angry Badger. Try around these corners, try and get the better exit. Doug loses out. Viva goes to P2 now. think he had a bit of a twitch there, Doug, and he has lost out. So there is one position now from Viva to take this race lead. And that is Mr. Wiggles in the Red Bull. There's a bit of a gap, so we're going to go down to Mindful Wasp, who has somehow lost out to Angry Badger now. Angry Badger picks up a 3-second time penalty. Mr. Mindful Wasp back up to P5. Gandalf getting involved in this battle as well. And Viva, he takes the race lead from Mr. Wiggles. So he didn't even wait till the straight, and Viva now takes the race lead. And he needs to get this second gap before DRS is enabled. Viva also sets the fastest lap of the race as well. So at the moment he's looking for some really, really good points. As Glue says, too early, Viva, too early. I think that might mean where he overtook Mr. Wiggles, but he has kept that race lead. Or do you think he's using his tyres too much at the moment, Glue? What do you think? What are you thinking? But again, he's not got that second gap yet from Mr. Wiggles. 3 laps to go here. Salty Stevens now on the back of Beast. Beast nearly crashes up to the back of Gandalf and will probably lose out a position here to Salty Stevens. No, Beast does keep that position. There's 3 cars here round a place where there should not be 3 cars, so just be extremely careful round here. Salty Stevens literally sitting on the gearbox of Beast. Mr. Wiggles has not lost the DRS, so he is still in that second gap. As Glue's saying, I'm thinking of ERS usage. Yeah, do you think that's a good point? He might have used too much. Might not be able to defend from Mr. Wiggles in later on, maybe next lap or the lap after. Widget says last lap is going to be good. It is going to be very good if this stays between under a second between these two. Mr. Wiggles really trying to just stay on the back at the moment. And Glue says, don't think he'll have enough to make 9/10 this lap. Mr. Wiggles, can he stay in that second? It's also a great battle here between Gandalf Beast and Salty Stevens. Mr. Wiggles, Doug and Mr. Potwash doing a really good job because Wasp, Gandalf, Beast and Salty Stevens can't get near the 3 people on the mediums. And Mr. Wiggles now right behind Viva. Mr. Wiggles did go a bit wide there and he has lost out about 3 or 4 tenths there, which will not help him in this down this straight. Mr. Poem says going to be a hot last few laps for sure. Yeah, I think if Mr. Wiggles just about broke, like if Mr. Wiggles broke well enough on that last corner, he would have a great chance to retake that lead. And Glue says dump it. So we are on the provisional lap of the Japanese Grand Prix. We have 9 drivers remaining. There's about 5 drivers here fighting for P4. I'm not sure what's happened here because there's a huge gap between Mindful Wasp and Doug. Gandalf right on the back of Mr. Potwash as well. battles all over the field. Mindful Wasp is going to lose out massively. I think he's going to go from P4 to 8 at the end of this race if this stays around here. This is going to be tight. Viva has got a bit of a gap as well from Mr. Wiggles going into the last lap. Gandalf now, can he get ahead of Mr. Potwash? He can. Gandalf up to P5. Viva has a second gap from Mr. Wiggles now. So as long as Viva doesn't do anything stupid, I think he might have this race win, but again, anything can happen. There's still about half a lap to go. There is 4 cars involved, Mr. Beast and Salty Stevens fighting, and Salty Stevens does get past Beast. Mr. Potwash though got one more chance probably to get past Gandalf. Let's go up to the race lead though, because Viva has actually got a 1.4 second lead now from Mr. Wiggles. So Viva is going to come home and he's going to take the race win round the last couple corners now. An unbelievable drive from Viva, and he has taken the race win for AlphaTauri. Mr. Wiggles takes P2. We're going to go to Saucy Stevens, who is fighting with Mr. Potwash into that last corner. Doug takes P3. 4th will go to Gandalf. 5th will go to Mr. Potwash. 6th will go to Mindful Wasp. With that squabbling, 7th is Saucy Stevens. 8th is Beast, and 9th is Angry Badger. As Mr. Poem said, he has kept it. Yes, he did. Happy to race next week. Will give me time to practice track, as Sergeant Devsey said. And Glue says, the championship leader. Yeah. UFRL Ghost, if you are watching tonight, Filthy Ghost, if you are watching this stream, you need to get some eyes in the back of your head, because Viva, he is coming for you. He has taken the race win, and your championship lead now will be seriously close to Viva. Viva, an incredible drive. Started P2 on the grid. Said he could do quicker in qualifying. Messed up, apparently. He lost 4 tenths. And he has shown that by taking the race win and the fastest lap. P2 goes to a really good drive from Mr. Wiggles. Started P6, finishes P2. P3 will go to Doug. Started P7. Didn't like the track. Said he hated Japan. Finishes on the podium once again. P4 will go to Gandalf. Really impressive drive from him after all that happened. I know he started P3, but again, really good drive. Mr. Potwash started P10, now P5. So again, another great drive. Mindful Wasp will not be happy with his drive today. Got quite unlucky, to be honest. And with that 3-second penalty at the end, he lost 2 spots. Saucy Stevens, again, another tough drive for him. Got in a few squabbles and not too sure what's happened, but at one point he was P2. 8th will go to Beast, and 9th, Angry Badger. Hybrid, Sergeant Devsey, Algari, Filthy Ghost, and PVR Widget did not finish the race. Only the 9 race finishers tonight. Again, so your top 3 in 3rd is Doug. 2nd is Mr. Wiggles, and your race winner, it was Viva. The one and only F1 Viva takes the race win. So well done to Viva tonight. He'll be extremely happy with that race win. So you've been watching Tier 2 today. We'll be back tomorrow for Tier 3. But UFRL Tier 2 will be back next Tuesday. I am Sainsy93, and you've been watching UFRL. And good night.